Hey, welcome to Let's Talk Context Live, episode number 8. I can't believe it's been 8 episodes already, which means we've been together for 2 months. That's cool. Great news. I ordered a webcam. Yes, finally. Thank you for your patience. So the webcam didn't get here in time for today's live, but definitely by next week's live, the camera quality will be a lot better. And there is a mic that will be coming, but that might take a couple more weeks. So we'll see. How are you guys? First of all, how are you? It feels like it's been a really long week, and I don't think there was anything in particular that was different about this week as opposed to other weeks, but it just really felt like this week was super long. I don't know if it felt that way for any of you, but I'm really glad it's Friday. So let's begin with Ask Anything. I have trouble learning new words. What can I do? To learn new words, especially in another language, I think repetition is very important. If you notice, if you follow us on Twitter, one of the things that we try to do throughout the course of the week is repeat words, repeat exercises, or reinforce the vocabulary, especially in different ways. So, we introduce a word and then we do an activity where you have to utilize that word or transform it. And then by the end of the week, you have to use those words from that whole week into a paragraph form, or use as many words as you can. And the whole idea is the more you utilize the words, the more you see them, then the better your ability to grasp and understand. Hi, Elizabeth. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you have any questions or you want to talk about anything, feel free to shoot it in the chat and I'll get to it. So if you're struggling with understanding vocabulary words, if you're struggling with utilizing them, putting them, making them part of your regular lexicon and terms that you use, I would say repetition. So what I do is I write a new word down, and definitely try to write as many words as you can, like physically write the words down. Yes, you can type them on a computer, but I think that, it's been proven that there's something about when we write words on a piece of paper that our brain, our hands, our eyes, everything is kind of working together to retain that information. Write it down. And what I tell my clients is, don't just write the word and the definition. Write the word, the definition, synonyms, antonyms, if there are any available, and then write a sentence. So use the word one time in a sentence, write the definitions, the synonyms, and the antonyms. Put it away for the day. The next day, you go back to review what you learned, and then from that sentence, try to build like a bigger paragraph. So if your word was conundrum, that's one of our words that we had this week. Your word is conundrum. Write a sentence using conundrum, and then think, what context would I be in where I would have to use this word? And then make up a story surrounding that word or that scenario with the term conundrum. And I know it sounds a little bit tedious. It sounds like a lot of work. It's like, Ethleen, you want me to do this for every single vocabulary word? I mean, if you want to master English and you want to master it quickly, then this is something that I know works for sure. And it's what I do with my clients. So that's all I'm recommending. If you're trying to learn new vocabulary words and really have them stick, then these are some tips, these are some tricks that you can utilize. And I guarantee you, the more you practice this, you put it in place, then your retention, your use of those terms, especially when you create that situation where you have to use the word, it'll work. It'll definitely work. If you try it, let me know how it goes. Come back to the channel, come back to the video, or shoot me an email, Facebook, internet, Twitter, Instagram, send a DM, and let me know how it works for you. Did you always want to teach English? Not necessarily. I always wanted to teach. So I think for me, teaching was something that I loved doing. I love being able to communicate information. I think I've said it in a previous video or maybe in an interview that I've done before. And so being able to work with people and kind of see their progress is something that I love. I love working with my kids, my adults, my teenagers. And so I've always had a desire to teach. Now, I did kind of go back and forth when I was an undergrad. I originally entered undergrad wanting to major in chemistry. I wanted to be a chemist because I took an AP chem class and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm an AP. I'm like the best of the best. No. I didn't fail the class, but I realized that if I was going to major in chemistry for 4 years of college, it would be very challenging. And I didn't love it. I liked chemistry, but I didn't love it enough to spend 4 years of college studying it. So then I wanted to be a lawyer. And like I kind of went between all these different careers and wanting to do all these things. And ultimately, everything came back to teaching. I love learning, love relaying information to people and having discussions about novels and stories and characters, plot development, all of that. So teaching English made sense for me. And then our final question. Oh, I saved this one for last because it was the one that, it was the grammar question. So when do you use being plus the past participle without the verb to be? And this person presented some examples. I can understand being fooled into buying goods from an online store. Example 2. I can understand being knocked down by a hurricane-level wind. Example 3. I can understand being deceived into thinking it's a joke. So if we look at all 3 of those examples, the common thread that we see is the person or the writer is presenting these suppositions. That was one of our words last week. These ideas, these situations, these hypothetical situations. So I can understand being in a position, right, where XYZ happens. So you're presenting this hypothetical case, this hypothetical situation of something that could possibly happen. And that's exactly when you would use the structure of to be a being plus the past participle without to be. So hopefully that makes a little bit more sense. If that was your question, I know whose question it was, but if that was your question and it still doesn't make sense, or if you want to practice it and see if you understand it, leave some examples in the comments of this video and I'll give you some feedback and let you know if you're on the right track, if you understood it correctly. Oh, I'm so glad. The writing tip was great. It does sound like a lot of work, but I promise you, once you get in the habit of doing that with every word that you encounter, it will definitely help. And it's not necessarily for simple words like swim or run. We're talking more elevated language, so more elevated vocabulary like supposition, dichotomy, digress, right? Those are more challenging words. Sometimes they're more contextual. They're based on the context. So it really does help, especially that last exercise where you build from that simple sentence. That last exercise will be incredibly beneficial for you. Yeah, it can be overwhelming sometimes trying to come up with these writing pieces and these sentences, and there's a lot of vocabulary. So I think it's helpful if you figure out which words you're like, this is a really cool word. I want to be able to use this well in English, and pick those words to do the additional practice with. Thanks for commenting. Yay. Okay. Around the world. So this morning I woke up and on Twitter, actually, I guess the world of Twitter went a little crazy last night or maybe early this morning. But last week I talked about how I liked hip hop and like rap and like my music style was kind of eclectic. And there was this release of a song. It's called Will Remix. And it was by Joyner Lucas and Will Smith. And Will Smith, he was part of the song and he spat a couple, no, that's not the right way to say it. Will Smith was part of the song and he said some lines, and I loved it because, and I'm going to leave a link to in the description to the song, because it was a really good song. There was no profanity. The lyrics were tight. When I say the lyrics were tight, that means the lyrics were really good. Like, the rhyme scheme was good. It sounded good. Even the beats, the melody in the song was just like off the hook, right? That's another expression. It means it was really, really good. It was off the hook. It was tight. That's all like slang, vernacular jargon that you can use to describe music or clothes or, anything like that. But I really like this song, and so that's my Around the World for today. It was a really cool song. Check it out. Let me know what you think. I don't think it's super fast, but if it is, you can always slow it down to make sure that you're catching the lyrics and you're understanding it. Or you can just Google the lyrics and it'll be there. But for those of you who don't know, Will Smith, he is an actor. He was in movies like Independence Day, Bad Boys, Men in Black. So Men in Black was actually one of those movies that my siblings and I watched a lot growing up. It was weird because there were like aliens and all this stuff, but Will Smith has made some really great movies. One of my favorite movies that he's made is Hitch, and I think I talked about that a few episodes ago. But yeah, definitely go check it out and let me know what you think about the song Will Remix. All right, well, pronunciation perfection. So here's the deal. It's almost June, and I have like 5 books that I want to give away. And no matter what level of English you're at, no matter what your English level is, I have a book for you. So if you're a beginner, intermediate, advanced, I have one for you. And I will send you my copy of the book, or I'll purchase a copy for you to get it to you. But here's what you have to do. I'm going to read this dictation. Write what you think you heard me say in the comments of this video. If you get 4 correct by June, well, let's do the end of June. That way, if you just finding the channel now, you get an opportunity to participate. Until the end of June, you have an opportunity. If you get 4 dictations correct, you will be entered to win one of my favorite books in the whole wide world. We've got Americana, A Thousand Splendid Suns, Arthur books by Mark Brown, a C.S. Lewis book. And so it's just, yeah, it's a free book. It's a free English resource just for you. All right, you ready? Do you remember the first time we met? It feels like it was just yesterday. You were wearing that yellow sundress I love so much. You turned around, looked my way, and time froze. I never wanted that moment to end. Isn't that cute? Oh my gosh, that's so cute. I read it and I was like, oh, that's super cute. So go ahead and write what you think you heard me say in the comments, and I'll check it and let you know. You get 4 of them correct, you will be entered to win a free English resource. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for engaging. Oh my gosh, like, all the platforms, people are like engaging, and it's wonderful. And I hope you're learning, you're getting feedback that's helpful to you and it's beneficial. If it is, go ahead and like and share and all that good stuff. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Patreon, here on YouTube. I love, love, love the engagement. Yes, go ahead and try. Please try the dictation because it's more practice. You're practicing your listening skills, and it's just awesome. And you get free stuff. Who doesn't like free stuff? All right, well, thanks again for watching. I will see you all next Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bye.